Hi, my name is Pedro Moreira da Silva, and I'm the staff product designer working in the Create code review group of GitLab. And today I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of research that we've done within the UX department based on a critique that we did, an async critique around the merge request experience, where we asked the members of the UX department, so product designers, UX researchers, technical writers, product design managers, to comment in Figma, our UI design tool, about everything that they could see regarding the merge requests UI and UX. And that resulted in a number of informative and actionable insights. So let's start the walkthrough and I'll share with you how all of that happened. So this async critique, it happened between July and September of last year, and was done, as I said, in Figma, our UI design tool, where we had a number of artifacts, visual artifacts that showed the merge requests UI, and then asked the members of the UX department to comment on them. So here you can see, for example, the structure of the merge request page, how it is divided into the various blocks of information and actions. And then we also had a page just for the merge request widgets with all of the different states and kinds of widgets, and allowed them to comment there as well. A page dedicated to discussions, threads, comments, reviews, etc. And also the diffs, the core part of merge requests. And we gathered a huge amount of comments. You can see here, I now toggled on the comments, the number of threads that people started around the merge request widgets and across the other pages as well. But mostly on the merge request widget was the most concentrated area of comments. What we then did was import all of those comments into our UX research tool, Dovetail, which allows us to synthesize the research findings and turn them into insights that we can then work on. These were tagged with a number of different things: sentiment, the feature object, the UI area, the stage group, the team, and the type of comment. And these highlights that were then tagged for all of the comments were then turned into insights. Some of them are informative, so there's nothing really actionable that we can do today. Maybe in the future we can turn these into epics or larger initiatives that will allow them to tackle them. And we also have actionable, which make up most of the insights that we've created. The best place to start digesting this research is this insights summary page, and also the notes and insights per stage group. So if you're interested in digging in directly into what can my stage group do today to help the merge request experience, I would recommend looking at the notes and insights per stage group, but also the insights summary is a good place to start. So let's start by the insights summary. So we think that looking at the inputs and outputs of the exercise, we think it was a success because we had a lot of participation from the UX department across the different disciplines. And out of that participation, we were able to extract 50 actionable insights and 8 informative insights. And as I said, if you want to jump directly into the insights, we have a link here that goes to this page that talks about how you can navigate the insights for your stage group. And we have specific links for each stage group. So if you click here in the configure, for example, you would see this page, which shows you the comments, the tags, and the insights related to the configure stage group. And when I click in one of the insights, there's a screenshot that talks about what exactly the insight is, the related comments, and at the top there's a issue URL for each one of the actionable insights. So feel free to triage the insights and issues for your stage group and make sure that they're valid, that they're useful, they're relevant, if they're not a duplicate, and so on. You can also digest and look at all of the comments in the Figma file if you want, if you need more information and context about how this comment and where this comment was made, and all of this information and instructions are available in this page, the notes and insights per stage group. Everything is explained here. The related issues, the ones that were created or linked to, can also be found inside of the research issue of GitLab, where we have linked to them in the related issues section. So you can also see all of the actionable insights here. And as you can see, some of them are already either done or they have a release milestone, which is great. So back to the insight summary, I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the themes and research goals. So most of all, what we wanted was to prioritize small yet impactful changes that immediately improve the perceived usability and usefulness of the merge request experience. And to do that, we leveraged the UX expertise of the members of the UX department. This was one of our main research goals. And this research also helped us validate most of our hypotheses and assumptions. One of the most important ones is we were assuming that the merge request page is a project area shared by many stage groups, and we believe the feedback and areas of improvement are not directed at just one of those stage groups, but rather distributed across them. And if we look at the informative insight that talks about that, we can see that the stage group that has the largest number of issues is the code review group with 47%. But if we remove the code review group from that count, we can see that more than half of the identified issues, around 53%, are the responsibility of another stage group or a shared responsibility across stage groups. And you can see here, verified testing, verified continuous integration, release, and other groups. So this finding indicates that there might be a lack of collaboration between the groups, and more specifically, there's a lack of guidance and oversight on what's being changed in the MR experience, why, and how. The other important assumption that we had was that there are many small improvements that we can make today, but we just haven't identified them or prioritized them. And as I showed you before, you can browse the insights per stage group or see the related issues in GitLab, and most of them are usability, UI polish, and UI text issues. Also because of the nature of the exercise itself, because it was very visual, those were the ones that were most highlighted and pointed out. And so this also, in turn, it translates in having issues that are small effort, small scope, and something that we can do today, either in the UX front, in the front end, or in the technical writing front. Another thing I wanted to highlight was that most of the comments were related to the merge request widget. As I showed you here in the Figma file, you can see the huge amount of comments across all of the different widgets. Specifically, the merge widget, which shows the actions and information related to merging the MR. This was the section or area that had the most concentration of comments across all of the widgets. And you can see that highlighted here as well. The merge request widget, compared to the other areas of GitLab, had much more comments. And it's also the area of the merge requests that has the most amount of overlap with the different stage groups. So I think this is a good, a fairly interesting correlation between the overlap of stage groups and the amount of comments that we had. And you can see here the distribution across the different kinds of areas of the merge request. And merging, security scanning, approvals, and pipelines had most of the comments. And finally, what I wanted to highlight was, although we created or linked to around 50 issues of things that we can do today to help fix the merge request experience, a lot of them are not something that can be easily solved through specific small issues, but rather things that we need to take a more holistic approach. And these prevalent issues, things that we see are happening over and over again in the merge request experience, specifically in the merge request widget because of the overlap of stage groups. I believe these kinds of issues can only be mitigated and addressed if we have a usable framework that is shared across the stages. And this is what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for your time. I will link to all of these things that I just showed you below the video. And yeah, feel free to ask any kinds of questions, comment on the issue, and let me know how I or the code review group can help you and your stage group digest this research and make sure that we're acting on the right things, the things that have the most importance. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.